Welcome to Top Gear Mag India. This is not what you're supposed to do with the new Maruti Suzuki Celerio 2021. But we are Top Gear, we like doing weird things. It's not looking good, We should not do this. We should do a proper serious review, okay? Let's take that again. I'll give you again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new Maruti Suzuki Celerio 2021. And let's start with the review and design right away. Noticeable changes include curves that transit all over the exterior fascia, and the wheel arches are neatly designed to give a sense of bulge without actually protruding. Curved headlights, curved front doors, a chrome strip splitting the nose grille, indicators, integrated ORVMs, and a shrunk-down Baleno-inspired tail section. Celerio has grown considerably in size with bulbous proportions rather than straight angular lines. It now sits pretty above the ground, giving it a substantially crossover-like stance. To my eyes, actually it's like a cross-child of the Swift and the Espresso, between which it sits. From the front, it's a rather familiar looking design and you can easily make out it's a Suzuki. Two things which grabbed my attention. The first is the Yokohama tires. Yes, this car comes with the Yokohama tires. Of course, it's rated H, it's not the top of the line, but Yokohama tire in a budget segment car is not something that we're used to it. And these creases, normally in Maruti you don't see this crease. There's a crease on the door panels, on the wheel arches, and it kind of looks cool. Now, let's drive the car. Oh, Maruti has gifted us the Sennheiser True Wireless headsets. Thank you, Maruti. But I already have that because I have reviewed that. Check on the pop-up icon on the top. This is really good and it costs about 16 on MRP. But what I'm going to do with the two of that, I'm going to gift it to one of our subscribers. What you do is drop in the comments what's the first car that you drove and your dream car. That's it. What's the first car that you drove and your dream car, and one of you will get this. We'll just ship this to you. Now let's get to business. The moment you step in the Celerio, you have to adjust the seats of the driver's seats, which is all manual. Right here, the functions are very much similar. And the driving height is actually pretty decent. Now, the thing which hits you first is that all the controls are in the central console. The power window, the blink hazard light, the lock unlock. We'll get to that when we talk about the interiors. The start button is on your right hand side. The engine is what we have to talk about. Is the new K10C engine of the Maruti, and going forward, Maruti will be launching a lot of their cars in this engine. Yes, it's going to start now, and the engine is pretty refined. In fact, if I have to tell you this, the only problem I find is that the first 0 to 1500 to 2000 RPM band, that's where the engine is not really playing on its own. But beyond 2000, it's quite a peppy torque. You get that initial thrust and you get that torque, which kind of gets you to overtake this annoying truck which I got. So it gives you that quick burst of power when you need to. And since it's a very nimble car, moving around and punting around the corners is also very, very easy. The steering, in fact, is quite responsive. But the moment you're trying to hammer the pedal completely and going full swing, that's when you see a lot of noise, the lot of noise of the engine which comes in. And even on normal cruising along, there's a lot of cabin noise which you can't really help in the cars in the segment, which you'll have to live by. But when you put the music system, some of it goes away. Maruti is offering the new Celerio in 4 variants: LXI, VXI, ZXI and ZXI Plus. Plus, it gets both the manual and the automatic transmission. And automatic transmission is there in all the 3 top variants. So that's what comes standard as a package. But Maruti has also announced a lot of the kits and the spare parts, the wheel arches, a couple of things which skid plates, which can really make it more sporty. You can buy that from any Maruti dealer and decorate this car as you please. So Maruti has given a wholesome package for this. It plays a lot of roles. In fact, it's a family car, it is a compact car. At the same time, it has a 310-liter boot capacity. It can carry 5 people comfortably for your city drive, day driving. Of course, it has a claimed fuel efficiency which is segment best right now. We are yet to test that, so we can't really comment more on that. But it is a new K10C engine, which is what makes a lot of difference, which is what giving it a very good fuel mileage. Now let's try and rev it up completely and see how it is when you go really top speed. Though you're not supposed to do that, but since the highway is completely vacant in front of me, I'm now cruising at 120 and there's a lot of engine noise. Yes, if you go gently, if you are going gently on a highway, then you can still manage. But if you're going to really put the metal completely and go to the top, then you will feel a little uncomfortable in this. In fact, it parks perfectly well as your second car in your family because A, it's not too big, it's quite compact. B, it's your city car. Your chauffeur can also drive. The seats are very comfortable, very well cushioned, and it has a good fuel efficiency. Now it is a 3-cylinder 998cc engine with 65 brake horsepower and 89 Nm of torque, which is quite good in the segment because it is targeted towards good driving and fuel efficiency. So all these figures really match up to that fuel efficiency figure. So it's a 17.78 infotainment system which has the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is what you need basically. It doesn't have anything else. You don't need anything else, and it's quite responsive. Resolution is not that crisp as you can really in the sunlight you will have to. It's not too glaring, so as to say, but it's very decent. Then they should have given a mini USB port, which is not there. They could have slid in also a charging port on the rear passenger seat. All these things doesn't take too much money, but it's a creature comfort that you need for daily living, And since by nature we are a little weird, so we'll like to do a 0 to 100 in the Maruti Suzuki Celerio. I know, but let's do it nevertheless. Are we all ready?
Yes.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now that was a reaction I'm used to. It's already showing me a lot of lights. It's telling me not to do this, but we will do this. We are touching 100 any minute, and we have touched 100. What's the speed?
16 seconds.
Not bad. So we have done 16 seconds twice in a row, which is the speed that you get in a Maruti Suzuki Celerio with 2 passengers and some stuff on the boot. It all depends on the wind speed, etc., etc. But we have done this for records. Let me pull over, show you the interior, exterior, and second row passenger and the boot space. It also gets hill start assist in the AMT ZXi Plus that we are driving now. My colleague Pratik has reviewed the manual ZXi Plus, and you can click on the pop-up icon on the top to watch that. First thing, the start stop button is on the right hand side. All the other controls are in front of you, right in the central console, which is the lock unlock button, the power window button. Let me open the window pane right now. Now there's no C-type USB port, the mini C-type USB port, because all the smartphone these days comes with this. And since Maruti is targeting an urban young generation, they should have given that perhaps. And there are all hard plastics everywhere. Yes, as you can see, there's buttons here, which is the AC controls are right here, rotating dial, which is kind of neat. You can also control the rear power windows right from here. Let me show you one thing which I didn't like about the co-passenger seat. Now this is what I was saying. I'm 5'11" and my leg is going to hurt here. Yes, they could have done something with this because there is space which I can see. When I pull this back, then I get a lot of leg room. But the second row passenger is smashed. There are these 2 mini coffee mug kind of a holder. You can put your smartphones here. There's a bottle holder here. Very functional cabin. Let's go back to the rear seat. This is the second row passenger seat. No, it's not that bad. Basil, move forward. Be comfortable. Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
So Basil, who is 5'11", when he adjusts his seat, that much legroom you get, which is pretty decent. Go forward a bit more. Still comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, the knee room is very good. The headroom is very good. The third passenger will also be comfortable. You can travel with 3 people here. It won't be bad. The seats are very well cushioned. Though there's no armrest, there's no cabin light, there's no USB charging port, there's no nothing. But listen, what do you expect from an entry-level sedan? Let's check out the boot now. The boot has been completely re-engineered. The earlier Celerio used to come with 235 liters. Of course, it opens with the feather touch right now. And this one comes with 313 liters, 78 liters more. Yes, it still has the spare wheel. The spare wheel though is only a 14-inch rim. Even if you have a higher trim car, you'll only get that trim as your space saver. and the space is actually quite decent, you know. Good job, Maruti. And with this, it's time to wrap up the first drive review. I know, the question that lingers in your mind is the claimed fuel efficiency of 26.68, which the AMD is offering. We don't have an answer for that, frankly, because it's the first drive review. We will get to that in a while, because when we get the car for a longer time, because that's a very pertinent question that we have to answer, because that's a unique proposition from Maruti. It also competes with the Hyundais and the Tata Tiago, but it also competes with the cars in its own segment. So in that sense, Maruti is actually confusing a lot of us. But it's a car with a new engine. Maruti has come back in the ring and come back in the reckoning after a long time, and they have many more launches ahead of us. What you think of the car, drop us in the comments. We'll get to that answer which you have been asking in a while from now when we get the car for a longer time. And until the next one, take care and stay safe. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because we'll also drop a comparison of this Tata Punch and one more which is a surprise to you right now.